Hey, welcome to This Is Everything, episode number 4 with my guest, Reed Murray. I just want to give you guys another quick intro at the top of this and say thank you very much for listening so far. The first 3 episodes have been good. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying them from what I'm hearing, and I'm excited to bring more to you. So yeah, Reed is a good friend of mine, and he was actually on tour with Say Anything. He's the drummer for them, so I actually grabbed him a few days after he got off tour, so we have a fun talk about tour life and how the past tour was, and also a tour musician having to come home and work a 9-to-5 job and all that kind of stuff. And we talk about other projects that he's been involved in and stuff that he's doing now, whether it be his solo stuff under the name Reed, the project that he's been in for the past couple of years called Carrollhood, which includes Nate Young, previously of Anne Boleyn, and Tim McTague, previously of Under Oath. That's their project together. And a past band's Tallhart was his old band, previously called Marksmen. So we go into that kind of stuff, talk about music that we're both getting into, some old stuff we've been listening to, and we go into just all over the place, TV, movies. We nerd out a little bit on the Lord of the Rings movies and how much we love them, and kind of the opposite way with the Hobbit movies and how much we don't love those. And then we go into some heavier stuff, whether it be just family, and we touch on like mortality and that kind of stuff, but it kind of leads into just how to be a happy person and have a fun life and that kind of stuff and enjoy the moment. So it's a good talk. So yeah, thanks again for listening. If you want to follow State Lines and everything we're doing on our network and the website, it includes this podcast, and we have a couple other podcasts and some great content coming out. So you can follow us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/statelines. Twitter is at tweetstatelines. Instagram is at statelines. And Tumblr is officialstatelines.tumblr.com. And you can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Daniel_Cura. And if you want to follow Reed, go ahead and do that. He's on Twitter at Reed Murray, ReedMurray. And yeah, pick up his stuff. Like I said, he has his solo stuff coming out under the name just Reed. You can follow that or find that on iTunes. He has 2 EPs out right now. One's called Dissipate, and the other's called Carry You. Or you can find it on Bandcamp. It's reedmurray.bandcamp.com. And while you're on iTunes and whatnot, go ahead and check out Carrollhood, Carrollhood. And yeah, check out the most recent Say Anything album. Reed drummed on that, and it's an interesting album. It's a rock album. It's collaborative, and there's no guitars on it, so it's all strings and drums by Reed, and obviously vocals and that kind of stuff. So yeah, anyway, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. So here it is, episode number 4 of This Is Everything with Reed Murray.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have a special treat for you today. We have the one, the only.
Welcome to the State Lines Network.
Not much, man, other than this crazy-ass rain. So, hey, dude, have you been?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, this is crazy. I didn't realize it was raining all month, apparently.
Yeah, because you
I got back Monday.
Monday from tour. How was that?
It was really fun.
Yeah. Was it a full US, or where'd you guys go? Okay.
Well, we had one Canada date.
Okay.
In Toronto, but
Gotcha.
Besides that, it was the US.
Was it all over the place? Like, did you do tours always kind of the routes always kind of intrigue me. Did you start from Texas?
Usually we do.
Yeah. That's where Max is.
Because
right?
we rehearse in Tyler.
Oh, okay.
Texas.
Gotcha.
So East Texas. That's where Max lives.
Yeah.
Our singer. I guess I feel like I have to explain stuff.
No, I mean, it's whatever.
But
it's just...
Yeah, so he lives out there, and basically his garage he converted into a studio.
Okay.
And so we rehearse inside the studio.
Gotcha.
And then this time around, though, we had 4 extra people, a string quartet.
Yeah, I saw that. That's awesome.
So that was fun, but because of that, we rehearsed as 5 of us.
Uh-huh.
You know, me, our guitarist Kenny, our keyboard player Parker, bassist Garen, and then Max would come in every now and then to check up on things and sing a little bit, but besides that, he didn't really have to be there.
Yeah.
It was more for us to work out as a band what we
off the
wanted
rest.
to play. Yeah. So
That's
then
cool.
We had to move into a bigger space near the end of rehearsing to have the string players come in, the quartet, and rehearse with us for like 2 days.
That's cool. Because Hebrews was mostly, it was a lot of strings.
The last album, Hebrews, it was all strings.
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
No guitars, but we had guitars live
Yeah.
as well
That's
on
cool.
this run.
Yeah.
So it was fun.
I'd
But we
imagine.
had to figure out a lot logistically, and then even when we showed up to meet with the string players, it was crazy because we're both in different worlds.
Yeah.
They have the classical music world,
Yeah.
and we're just
None.
play rock music.
Yeah.
And so it was this weird, really weird difference between they can just come in without really learning the music or hearing the songs and just read the sheet music and play while they're going. Whereas for us, we just memorize everything
Sure,
and never have to look at any piece of sheet music, or,
Yeah.
So for them, it was crazy to them because they couldn't believe that we could remember like all these parts, and we couldn't believe they could just read the music
As you
off,
go.
off the bat. So it's pretty cool.
It's crazy. Was it? Were they coming in? I didn't get to the show. It was in Orlando, the one close to here, right?
Yeah, that was the closest
I
show.
didn't make it to that. It wasn't all Hebrews though, was it?
No.
Okay, yeah. So
It was maybe 4 or 5 songs from
So
that
that's
album.
crazy. Yeah.
So everything else,
so strings on all the old stuff.
Yeah.
Too. That's crazy.
it was kind of across the board. We had a couple songs from pretty much each record.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And it's a cool. Well, just that album itself is cool to do, just a different thing. But then I guess it's important to kind of do that for tours too, especially if fans come out so often to kind of change it up like that.
That was our 3rd U.S. tour in 1 year.
Jesus,
Which is
that's
crazy. So,
That's
which
nuts.
I was even surprised.
Yeah.
The turnout was as good as it was.
Really?
It's a different dynamic this time around with string players, but still, it's
Yeah,
you
that's nuts.
kids.
Did you guys play House of Blues? Is that where it was?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You're in downtown Disney.
That's such a weird
Yeah, it's
setup
weird.
to me. Well, like not setup because
I
House
love
of
the
Blues is
venue.
whatever. Yeah.
I just am not crazy about the area
About downtown
because there's
Disney.
only so much.
Because
you
it's
can do.
weird. It's across from like a candy
and
shop and an
everything's
arcade.
overpriced.
Yeah.
And
It's literally across from an arcade and a gift shop.
yeah,
And
there
so-
is a tiki bar over there now.
Really? Where?
Not in downtown Disney necessarily. I forgot the area. It's nearby. You can just
Okay.
take
Yeah.
an Uber or
Yeah.
a shuttle. It's really close. But
Yeah,
they
when
just
we-
opened it, and it's insane.
Yeah, because down the street, because it's just like that strip, and then when we went to the Farewell in Berlin show,
Oh yeah.
so like off there, like it's kind of like
so
it's
sad
it's
I
like a
wasn't
weird.
there.
Yeah, because you're on tour for that too, right?
Yeah.
Jeez,
I know.
sucking up your life, man. But yeah,
No, it's fine. it's fun. I
It's a
just
good-
was sad
it's a
to
good
miss that
problem.
show.
It was nuts. Yeah, the actual. I say strip like it's Vegas. It's just candy shops and an arcade in
Yeah.
downtown Disney.
I
But yeah,
know.
then like off of it, it's kind of like a Stepford Wives kind of
Yeah,
Vegas.
I know. It's true.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's about right. So tour was
Yeah.
good though.
It was
Just-
great. Really fun. We went out a lot as a band, more
Yeah.
than we have before.
Yeah.
After shows.
Yeah.
Not crazy partying or anything really. It was just all of us were more free or like down to hang,
Yeah.
I guess, because
Crazy.
I don't know. At least for me, the last couple tours, I'd have a lot of friends come out or acquaintances, which is fine. But then it turns into an all-night occasion
Yeah.
because
Especially if you're in that town, seeing them.
both sides are feeling obligated to hang out. And I feel like sometimes friends will want to take you out because they feel like they should, and they don't want you to be bummed. But then you play a show, and all you want to do is sleep.
Just chill. Yeah.
So
You guys went to visited Brent at emo night, right?
yeah,
That was crazy.
in
I wish I
Chicago.
would've gone to that.
Oh yeah, that was really fun. That was one of those late nights where
Yeah.
a lot of us hung out. And it
That's
was
a
so
little
much
bit
fun.
different though
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so much fun.
Yeah.
That's totally different
than just
than just.
going to a bar after or whatever.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's fun to hang out with people, but I felt like it was just getting too chaotic.
Yeah. That's always like you could
It was
probably
wearing
answer
me
this-
out.
Yeah, you could probably answer this question because I'm always interested in, when on tour at like what point if it does like just turn into like start blurring together into like this is
Pretty quickly.
for me. Okay, because for me my memory in general is just kind of
Yeah.
broad strokes of stuff. So I know if I were on tour, like after like a week or two, I'd just be like in a haze of still enjoying it, but not remembering what happened
know
when.
What day it is, you don't know what day of the week it is. You don't know what date it is necessarily. You only gauge your schedule by the city you're in. So one day you can be in, wake up and be like, oh, today's Texas. Next week's going to be Las Vegas.
That's so.
And you only you only label your schedule just by the city.
The city.
Because at that point, that's all that matters. You just wake up. At least for us, we're in a bus, which is really great.
Yeah.
But it's not so bad. So you go to bed, driver shows up, drive through the night, sleep in a bunk, wake up usually by the time we're already in the city for the next show, and you just walk around.
Just chill. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Yeah.
Because I only quote unquote work for an hour and a half every day for a show.
Yeah.
When you really think about it.
And that's the thing too, like even with you, like when you're in town.
Yeah.
Well, I mean other than the fact that you live here, but like when you're in town, like on tour or whatever, like it'd always be cool like to hang out, or just like other bands that roll through. But if it's a weekday, it's just kind of like you said, you're just walking around because everyone else that you might know might just be just doing their regular job or whatever.
Right.
They can't come.
And I work a normal schedule, like
when you're home,
8 to 4, 9 to 5, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
When I'm home, so it's weird for me because I have to adjust in both cases, whether I'm going on tour or coming back from tour.
Yeah.
I mean, I got back on Monday, only a few days ago, and I'm still adjusting. I went right back to work.
Oh, really? On Monday or Tuesday?
Not Tuesday. Well, I did some work from home on Tuesday, then I went in on Wednesday, and it's been chaos. But so I'm trying to get back on the East Coast time from the West Coast time, and there's a whole lot of adjustment.
Get back into civilization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not too bad.
I mean, it's a good problem.
It's great. I mean, it's such a weird life.
I'd imagine.
It's fun, and I'm glad to do it while I can. I don't want to do that forever, though. I mean,
yeah. Well, and it's also the fact that you do have a quote unquote 9-to-5 job here.
Yeah.
I feel like will help you stay a little bit balanced.
Yeah, it's nice.
Like speaking personally, like my mentality would be. That'd be touring really cool. Like I said, it'd probably turn into a blur.
Yeah.
But then I feel like after like 3 days of being home, I would just go crazy. Mm-hmm. Like I'd probably work on like music or whatever, but then after a while, like granted, 9-to-5s can't get to you, but something to kind of keep you.
Yeah,
balanced.
It's good. It's good to be involved in something outside of music because I work in finance. Yeah. But so when I come home, I have a moment of kind of a freak out, not a freak out, but you just come back home and you feel like, what did I just do it with my life for 2 months? All I did was just hang out with friends and have an amazing time, and it's great, but then you just feel worthless and you don't feel like you accomplished much of anything. So then you have to get back into swing of things when you're at home, and it's cool though because I get to bounce back and forth in two different areas of I don't know, music and finance. It definitely differs, and the branch office is a lot different from being on a stage playing with some of my closest friends. Yeah. And then I don't even tell people at work really what I do.
Really?
Not really.
That's awesome.
Because there's not much to say.
Yeah.
Not a lot of the people at my office are my age.
Okay.
So
do they think you just like take off for random months for...
They know I play music,
okay,
but they think I play in dive bars.
I was about to say, I just really hope that they all think that you're just like a slacker.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. But on Mondays, occasionally, usually every other month, there's at least one month I'll be walking around and then somebody comes up to me and like, oh, so how was your weekend? I'm like, it was cool, just hung out. And they're like, oh, you didn't go out and play with the band, like downtown at a bar or anything? I was like, no, we're taking a break right now.
I mean, everyone lives in like, other states.
You're like, oh, okay. I don't explain any of that stuff. Crazy. It's too much to explain, and I feel like that sounds like I'm being rude.
Oh, no. It's fine.
I feel like the less people know, the better. Because then...
Especially if you see them every day, it could
Yeah.
get kind of... Yeah, I
Not
hear
that it would be weird, it just... I don't think they fully understand anyway, so...
Yeah.
There's no point in me trying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like definitely... Like, this sounds so pretentious, and it's not... But the term I was going to use is music of our generation, but, like, that touring musician life is different than what it was for, like, our parents' generation for the most... You know what I mean? Like...
Right. You mean the stigma?
Well, not even the stigma, just like that. I feel I could be wrong, but most of like the concerts I always hear, like my parents went to, are always just like arena tours and stuff like that. So the fact that you can be in a touring band and not be in like Motley Crue or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's either like that or dive bar. I can see
a good middle ground.
I can see how they might have a problem grasping that.
Yeah.
There's you're not doing open mic nights.
Yeah, that is one thing. Some people will come up to me at work and ask if I watched American Idol the night before, and I just because they know I am involved in music somehow, so they think I just constantly sit there, watch The Voice and American Idol, and.
But you do.
No, not at all.
So,
I'm so out of touch with that.
That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
But,
yeah.
So it's good to be home.
I'd imagine.
It's nice. It's cool because, if I was immersed in music full time, if I was home and not working where I am now and just worked on music, which I do in between the time that I have off from work here, but if I was just constantly putting myself into music, I would drive myself insane. I can't do it because then it just becomes a routine and it's not as exciting anymore. So it's cool like when I go on tour and I'm fully in music, I get burned out, I come back, I work, then after a couple weeks I get antsy again, and so then I'll work on music.
I feel like I'm the same kind of
I get excited about it.
Just in general, I just have a hard time sticking on something for too long. Even if I do like music, like if I love it or whatever.
Yeah, I just like bouncing back and forth because it just gives you a moment to let your mind take a breather and refresh, and then you can kind of come back with a more clear head and work on whatever it is.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. I was just going down that, like, I feel, especially creatively, if you're in a mindset for too long, like good stuff obviously comes out of it, but then also I feel like you can run the risk of just overthinking.
No, too much of anything is not good. You have to give yourself a balance in some way. Yeah. And it's true. It's so true. You can't drink too much coffee as much as I would like to. Yeah. Man. But anyway, so how have you been?
Good, dude. This podcast has been taking up a lot of the outside free time, but it's good. I mean, it's a good problem, but
how's it been going? I saw you got nominated for Best of the Bay.
We're one of the nominations, but also
that's cool.
We're going up against like radio guys, so it's more of just hey, we're there. So,
at least you're there.
But I mean,
that's
it's cool. We're for State Lines, we relaunched and we're just kind of revamping up, so it's been good. Nice. I mean, it's still early.
I didn't mean to like derail the
it's
conversation.
I will gladly talk about myself. No, but it's I mean, it's good.
That was a way of deflecting you asking me questions.
No, it's all good. It's
no, I'm just kidding.
But to answer your question, yeah, it's good. It's definitely a learning curve. This is going to be the 4th episode, so I mean,
all right.
We don't have a ton.
I heard a couple. I heard the one with Brent.
Yeah,
that was what I thought it would be.
Yeah, exactly. I loved it so much. I guess we should mention that I met you through Brent.
Yes.
So it's weird.
I forget that.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
It's been a couple of years, but yeah.
What? Maybe 6.
Yeah.
5, maybe 5 years.
Yeah, because he was managing the band you were in at that time, and then we hooked up.
I was in a band before Say Anything called Tallhart, which was called Marksmen before, and then before that we were called Glasgow.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So, there's that.
there's that tidbit. But yeah, so he was managing you guys when you were I think you're a marksman at that point, and then so that's how I met you guys and stuff.
Before we were Tallhart.
Before the name change.
I hated the name change. I hate band names so much. I hate
it's
naming bands. It's so hard to think of band names.
Dude, yeah, I even for like project that I'm kind of starting working on, like it's the worst.
Yeah.
Like I can write lyrics all day.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's just too much pressure because if you're writing lyrics,
too much about it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I envy bands who have the worst names, but you don't really think about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
and then
come on, what band name out there is actually good?
Yeah.
When you really think about it. If you completely cut off any association with their music, not hearing it ever, and you just read the name, like Radiohead.
It's I feel like it's hard because like when you're writing a song or lyrics or whatever, even like the next line you can redeem something that you're not super a fan of, but the name is like that's it.
Because names don't really matter, but I care about it.
Oh no,
why do I care? That's my thing. Why do I think too much about it? So I hate it.
There's you can always just go the modern route of just a full sentence with like commas and punctuation.
What's that one band? It's such a long name. It kind of annoys me. I haven't heard their music. They might actually be good. I hear about them a lot now.
There's
the world is a beautiful place, and I'm no longer afraid to die. I think that's the name.
I've never heard this, but
that's the name of the band.
That's a joke.
I haven't heard the music though. I'm sure it's. I hear a lot about them. Yeah. The name is so long, but that's why when I released the 2 EPs on my own, I just named it after my first name, just Reed.
Well, yeah, and that's just good branding. I did not want to
think about it. Yeah, I did not. It wasn't even that. It was just I don't want to think about a name. It's my first name. Technically, even if there is another band or any other artist with the name Reed,
it's just your name.
It's my name, so legally, I can't be forced to drop it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I hear that. I feel going back to that. I feel like the challenge of finding a good one, I feel would be City and Color, just because I feel like that's because you know where it came from or no?
I don't.
Okay, well, because Dallas Green is him, so his first name is a city and his last name's a color.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah.
So that's like the only one that I'm always thinking about. Like, son of a bitch, he did.
That's actually okay. We'll give him that.
We'll give him that one. So we have one good band name.
Our guitarist Kenny didn't say anything. He's in the band Monine. He sings in a great band. I don't know if you've heard them before ever.
I've heard
they were on Vagrant
a couple
back in the day.
Yeah.
They've been on a break, but they're getting ready to do some shows pretty soon. I think they're actually playing one today.
Really?
Their first show in a couple years.
That's awesome.
And I wish I was there. But anyway, besides the point, he's a guitar tech for City and Color.
Oh, okay.
So he's gotten me into them a little bit now. Or him. I guess it's just Dallas. But so yeah, I've gotten into some of the music lately. Yeah. I just haven't really heard it before. Yeah, I'm bad about like following up on new music sometimes. Not that he's new. He's been around forever, but
dude, I hear you. I was just talking to it might have been actually Brent the other day. Even bands that like I been fans of forever.
Yeah.
I feel like, and it's just me being lazy, but like I've been forgetting just to pick up new albums. Because it's so easy to hear, like whether it be I know Spotify. I mean, it's a love-hate thing for like
Spotify.
For artists,
actually, I got it. I feel they had a promotion. It was 99 cents for 3 months, and I finally gave in.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, fine, you got me, Spotify. Here we go, and it's great. I really like it.
Yeah, and
it's actually gotten me. It's given me the ability to get into new music again.
Sure, yeah.
I never would have... I don't think I would have sought out as much new music if I didn't have that.
I've kind of had...
It's pretty cool. And then if I like the album enough, I'll just go buy it.
Yeah. I've kind of been... So when, like, a band that I follow forever has been dropping, like, an album, I've been kind of bad recently, and I'm fixing it about like actually picking it up. So I've been like doing the same thing, like listening to it, or then or alternatively, I've been just like pre-ordering it. Which, so because I just forget. So like I pre-ordered the new Frank Turner album that came out yesterday.
Okay.
But then
see, he's another example of somebody I've never really listened to, but I always hear about him, and I'm sure I'll like it.
It's the same kind of thing, almost. I mean, different styles of music, but kind of like City and Color, where it's him, but then he kind of has a set band that kind of that plays. I mean, tours with them too, but like plays on the albums. I think Dallas Green's band might be a little bit more open rotation.
Apparently, the new album that he's putting out, the band recorded with him.
Frank Turner or City and Color?
No, City and Color.
Yeah, I heard a new song. They did like a special.
It's a
like,
9-minute long song, right?
That one's awesome. Yeah,
it's
they
really cool.
released like a new one. That one's like
that was the one Kenny showed me because he's showed me a few songs lately, but
that one's like jammy kind
it's
of.
So good.
It's more not jammy. Jammy's the wrong word. It's like Pink
Floyd.
Floyd-ish.
It's jammy. There's nothing wrong with.
No. I love jammy, but I feel like
jammy.
It definitely has.
I love jammy.
Talking about jammy and our jammies, but it's I feel like it's definitely has a concise flow. When I think jammy, I think like kind of just
Dave Matthews.
or just like improv kind of stuff. Yeah, but the second one that
There's
they kind of
wrong with Dave Matthews, though, by the way.
Yeah.
Not my cup of tea.
Not my cup of tea, but I can watch.
Gotta give it to him.
I could watch that drummer live all day.
Oh my gosh, Carter. Beauford.
I think so.
Something like that. But he's amazing.
Yeah, but yeah, the second song that they dropped, they did like one of the special like hear the new track on whatever website, and they and they just do like little synopsis of it.
Yeah.
But the crazy part about that second song was Dallas Green. There was a quote from him saying that he just wrote it by himself and then brought it to. So the recording on the album is the first time the band ran through it.
That's
so they were
sick.
like learning it. So it's not. So I was telling. I forgot who I was telling, but like you can kind of hear like the drum beat isn't like super repetitive because he's like figuring it out as he's playing.
It's more organic.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
But
do I need to lean in more?
I think we're picking it up.
Am
fine.
I sitting too far?
No, you should be good.
I didn't know what the gauge was here.
Yeah, it's a good mic. It's picking up. We've realized on the past couple of podcasts a lot of clatter on the table that's on. So that's why I brought this table over here where
good call.
But yeah, I need to. It's the setup's growing as I get a little bit more money for it. But
baby steps.
It's good.
Yeah, that's cool.
Ideally, we won't be sitting in my living room every time I do a podcast. We have. I know you haven't seen the new house yet, but
no.
Through the bedroom we have like an office connected.
Nice.
But that's just where all of our crap is from when we moved in. So eventually I'll set up like a table in there with like chairs and stuff so you can actually
totally. And
also I feel bad because almost every time that I've recorded I've kind of had to kick my wife out because like she is to the point where she's not like I don't have to ask her but like she went out with a friend right now because whatever. She was here for Brent's and I felt so bad because she
couldn't hang out.
Well, because Brent and I were chatting like we are now.
Right.
For those listening, Reed's on the couch. There's a coffee table with my mic in between us, and then I'm across from him in a chair. And then,
gotta give everyone the full visual. Yeah. Behind Daniel is a TV with a mustache sticker on it.
Yep. But yeah, for Brent, she was here. She was here, and I mean, awesome. You can't hear her, but I feel bad because I feel like a jerk. I'm like, hey, just shh. But she was totally cool. But she was cooking in the kitchen, which makes me sound super like, hey, you go cook while I'm in here. But like, full disclosure, she felt like cooking. We don't cook all that often. So she was making dinner, and then like, because Brent was here, and we offered him some dinner or whatever. But then our podcast went long, and then afterwards, I was talking with her or whatever, and she was saying hey to Brent and whatnot. And I was like, did you already eat? And she was like, yeah. I was like, did you eat in the kitchen? Like, we don't have, it's just counters in our kitchen. So,
oh my God.
The poor woman ate standing up in the kitchen. So,
bless her soul.
Eventually we'll get a setup in the office so she can actually stay in her house.
So to your listeners, thank you to your wife.
Right.
For allowing allowing me to come in and separate you two for an hour or however long.
She went to a movie. She's cool.
What movie?
She went to go see Trainwreck with her friend.
What's that?
It's the one with Judd Apatow. Judd Apatow did it with Amy Schumer and there's a bunch of people in it. Freaking LeBron James is in it.
The basketball player?
Yeah. It's supposed to be like
What?
it's so weird because they're billing it as like from the guy who brought you Bridesmaids because
Oh, wait a minute. Who's
the guy
isn't
from
Bill
SNL.
Hader?
Hader, yeah, Bill Hader's in it.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, I think I saw something about it.
Yeah.
When it was some day off that we had on this past tour, and we were in the hotel room taking showers, because usually like day off we'll get a hotel room so that everyone has a space to shower in if they want. So everyone's going in and out of this room, rotating showers, and the TV's on, and it doesn't even matter what channel it was, not sure, but it was doing this feature on that film. I didn't know what the name was at the time, but it was going through the whole description of the movie. It was the thing where they have the actors explain the whole plot.
Yeah.
And they're trying to sell it to you way too hard. So when you see that, at least for me, whenever I see a preview on a movie, like before the trailers actually start, and it's like the new hit show, and then it's like
it's trying really hard.
Yeah, the actor's like, I really threw myself in this role, maybe really, but I don't know. And they really try to tell you how good the show is or movie, and that to me is a sign, right off the bat that it's not going to be very good. So I was watching this, and my mind was just blown because it was an Apatow movie. Yeah, and I usually like those movies. I haven't seen it though, to be fair. It could be good.
I'm letting her
I just was
test
surprised.
out the waters, but
I was just surprised that they did that
for an Apatow movie. I was talking Noelle, my wife, the other day, and about Apatow movies, because I mean I love for the most part I love all of them, but
me too.
I made a mistake one time of like, I'll watch, I say personal mistake of watching a director's cut of one of his movies one time, and it was I think it was Knocked Up, and I had a hard time getting through it. Like you could tell like all the scenes that were cut.
Was it that
for a reason?
Were they bad?
They weren't. It was just it felt like you were watching a really long movie. Like it just felt really long, and like
see, it's hard with those kind of movies, like a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
How many of those scenes do you really think you missed out on? Or I mean, something like Lord of the Rings, when those movies came out, not Hobbit, that is dead to me.
God.
But and we can go into that if you want. But Lord of the Rings, those 3 movies, man, so good. And I always, whenever they came out on DVD afterwards, I always got the extended version.
Those particular, I was
and
sick,
I did not care.
Oh, they were great,
because at that point, it's like the movie's already 2.5, 3 hours long. So it's like, what's another 30 minutes?
But also for those, it's so deep that I feel like we're getting into
because they're like the books. Like I read the book, so it's obviously anyone who complains about the movie not being like the book, of course it's not. It's condensed into just a 2-hour film. Of course it's not going to get all the details. They're not going to get everything you want in there. So I never care if it's not going to get every detail. So I always enter any movie that's based on a book just with an open mind and don't really mind if it's not going to be totally true.
That I'm a big fan of the extended cuts of Lord of the Rings, but also that adds more to the story, whereas the extended cut of Knocked Up is like a couple more dick jokes by Seth Rogen that just didn't land. I'm like, okay, I get why that was cut, because the scene was just kind of awkward.
That makes sense. So The Hobbit.
I have, so full disclosure.
What happened?
Yeah, I have a group of friends that are like love Tolkien, and they're just like full.
The Hobbit was my favorite book out of the series growing up.
So my friend Michael said the best quote, I think, is the Hobbit movies is just 3 movies of fan fiction that they made.
I don't know what they were thinking.
My
what's his name? Guillermo del Toro, right? Yes, I think that's his name. Because he was originally supposed to be, I don't know if it was a director or a producer. He was going to have a pretty big influence on the movie, and you've seen Pan's Labyrinth, right? Or it's amazing, and he didn't want to do 3D. They butt heads, like him and Peter Jackson apparently butt heads, at least from what I've read into it. And so he left.
Yeah.
They had disagreements, and it's all 3D, and it's all
Yeah.
this 3 movies. And
Right.
I'm like...
Also, I feel like I know it's a kid, quote unquote, kids book, children's book.
Yeah, but
that
so
first
is
one,
Harry Potter.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Also, yeah. No, I mean, I say that.
And,
I say that with the quote unquote.
The last few movies of Harry Potter were insane.
pretty dark,
I mean,
yeah.
obviously the first couple were definitely kids
Yeah.
movies, but
Yeah. Well,
anyway.
even those stories themselves, like
You know what I
they're
mean.
yeah. But I mean, when the main villain is like a metaphor for Hitler and genocide, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like, but even like I know they're all kind of quote unquote kids movies.
right.
Fill up my water real quick. But
Yeah, you tell them it's water. Daniel's actually pissing in a
pissing
cup right
in
now.
a cup. But like the Lord of the Rings did a good job of like I feel like entertaining all audiences, whereas at least the first Hobbit movie, I was just like that was just like slapsticky.
I know.
The whole barrel
That was-
scene was like 10 minutes of
That
just
was
like
the worst. That was the second movie, right?
was it? Yeah, it might have been the second movie. Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was what happened for me. First movie I saw, wasn't that stoked.
Yeah.
I wasn't giving up. And then I went to see the second movie when it came out with one of my best friends, and that barrel scene happened, and I haven't even watched the last one.
Okay, I'm
After
gonna tell
that,
you,
I was just like,
I was the
what?
same way, and then I forced myself to watch the last one.
Was it good?
No. Like it
I thought for a
was
second you were gonna give me hope.
it was okay, but I feel I'll let you make your judgment. I was taken out of it because what made Lord of the Rings trilogy so great was like all the makeup and the effects or
Right,
whatever.
that was the thing.
The Hobbit went the other way,
I
and it was
know.
all CGI, like almost across the board.
And that was the thing that Guillermo del Toro was
Yeah.
going to bring to the table.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was
yeah.
very adamant about staying true to what Lord of the Rings,
yeah,
the original movies that not the original movies, the cartoons, but the
yeah.
the
first
Peter
trilogy,
Jackson
yeah.
versions. He wanted to stay true to that because
Yeah.
that's what made those movies so incredible. Because they won so many Grammys on makeup and the costumes.
Yeah.
Because it was insane.
So
It loses
my
an element. CGI looked really good. Don't get me wrong.
third one, I'm gonna break your heart because
Oh,
like
no.
so the Lord of the Rings, the first trilogy, obviously, they picked up steam, but when they first started, it's probably a safe bet that when they started the Hobbit movies, they
Yeah.
had a bigger budget than when they started Lord of the Rings
For
movies.
sure.
Okay. So I just don't understand. They said they still could do
I
all
know.
all those awesome effects and
know.
practical effects and like the makeup or whatever.
I know.
So flash forward to the Hobbit. This is what took me out of it. All the CGI, even the orcs were CGI in like motion
I know.
capture. But in the final one, I forget what character. Is it Thorin's? Who comes at the end? Is it Thorin's brother? Regardless,
I'm not sure.
he
Sorry.
he comes in like the final battle, and
Okay.
he brings like his own army of troops. But
Right.
that character,
Oh, right. It is his brother.
Is it his
Sorry,
brother?
I
Okay,
think-
yeah.
Well, I don't know.
somebody's
I'm
yelling.
gonna get someone's gonna be tweeting me or something like, "You got it all wrong,
You idiot!
No one's
But,
gonna be tweeting me. Are you kidding
So
me?
what took me out of it was okay. So all of them were actors,
Right.
Just in makeup for the ones that looked mostly human were just
Yeah.
like with their beards or whatever.
Yeah.
That character, who was played by I can't remember his name, a pretty good,
I
well-known
definitely
actor,
want his name. I'm
but
so bad about actors.
he was
names.
CGI'd.
What?
Yeah, he was just a regular dude, but CGI. Like his face looked like
Why?
like you were playing Xbox. It looked horrible.
Why?
No idea. I don't know if maybe the actor wasn't available.
No.
But still, he still said the lines. So like he did something.
Gosh.
I don't know. I have to look into it.
How
but
could
like,
they do that?
but it was bad. So
I don't
like
even
you
get
had.
it. Isn't that what was the movie recently?
That was
I didn't
rough.
American Sniper. I didn't watch that, but I heard there was a fake baby.
I haven't seen it. I heard the same thing.
But it was something. That's what that reminds me of almost.
I saw.
They couldn't
I
get a
saw.
real baby.
I saw a GIF of it. I haven't seen the movie, but I saw a GIF of Bradley
haven't
Cooper holding the fake baby. But
So
in like it's like this. I'm sure when you're watching the movie you don't see it, but then I guess somebody just like cut it, and he's like holding the baby, and like cradling it in one arm,
Okay.
And then you can see his thumb is resting underneath the fake baby's arm and is like going up and down to make it look like the baby's like moving. So he's like playing puppet with the baby, but you can fully see him like like messing up.
Why?
That's the thing. Like, I know.
Was there a brutal scene where the baby gets hurt?
I don't know.
And so obviously they didn't want to use a real baby?
But still.
Or was it just literally him
But the thing is, they're not going to
baby?
use the real baby for that scene regardless. So.
Right. Wow, that's something else.
Yeah, that's Hollywood's weird, dude.
It is.
Movies just in general. Like, I feel like that. I know I'm not one to critique people's budgets, but I mean, I feel like you can. If you could spring for Bradley Cooper, you could probably spring for a child actor.
But at the same time, too, you have to realize there's so many cooks in the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
In terms of those big movies, that I'm sure so many scripts along the way have just been gutted, and it's not even the original draft anymore, and you got. It's just so much involved.
It's amazing that pretty much anything
imagine.
gets made at all.
Yeah.
But the most recent example, just because I was watching something on it, is this. Apparently, it's a huge storm happening with the Fantastic Four movie that's coming out or came out this weekend.
Oh yeah, I don't have interest.
Me
really.
either. Like, I'm a huge superhero comic book guy.
I'm not a big superhero comic book guy, but I do enjoy some superhero movies. I'm just not the one who's gonna go out and watch a movie on my own.
Yeah, no, and I hear you. This one just felt like such a cash grab for me.
So you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it, and I'm not going to.
Okay.
But anyway, because... Okay, this is going to get...
Will you watch it on Netflix?
Probably, yeah. Or I might just, like, Redbox it or something. You know what I mean? Like, but...
Yeah.
So, this might get boring. It's going to dive deep.
For it.
But
let's hear
a quick thing. So when Marvel started making movies, like with Spider-Man and whatever, like the original ones... They didn't have their own movie studio, so they sold all the rights to those characters.
I did hear about that.
So that's why...
Kenny in our band was explaining this, because he's a huge comic book guy, or like superhero guy. Maybe not comic. Well, he likes comics. Yeah. Loves Star Wars, all that stuff. I mean, not that I don't, but
no, I hear you.
I'm not as like...
In the back end, I know I geek out on articles and stuff. Yeah, so they sold the rights to like... So like Sony owned... and still kind of owns Spider-Man and like and a couple others, and then like Fox owns the rights to X-Men, so all the X-Men movies are Fox movies. Fantastic Four is Fox movie, like so the new Deadpool one is Fox. So like that was before. So then Marvel started their own thing. When they got their own studios with like Iron Man and the Avengers and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So that's why all those other ones.
I knew they got their own studio. I just didn't know.
Yeah, so that's why they can't...
their own.
Yeah, so the reason no one really wanted a Fantastic Four movie was because those other two came out and they're whatever, people weren't crazy about them.
Yeah.
And the only reason they're making another one is because all those contracts say if they don't make a movie within a certain number of years, they get the rights. That. Marvel gets the rights back.
Yes.
So
they're just trying to keep...
It's just a cash grab to keep the rights to
Oh, man. What a crazy world.
But talking about all the cooks in the kitchen, apparently, and going back to like people pushing the greatest show ever or whatever before something's out, they've been doing that for like,
oh my gosh.
Like all the reviews have been really bad, but even like last week.
But people are gonna see it.
Yeah, but even last week, like the director's been like kind of like on a. I mean, again, this is all my opinion, but it seems like he's like on a tirade defending the movie that nobody's seen yet, and like the main actor, I forget what his name, the guy that was in Whiplash, the drummer.
Oh, that's a movie I haven't seen yet.
That's
everyone
awesome.
Keeps saying.
Yeah, it's a great
movie.
movie.
You drum? Have you seen Whiplash?
Right.
So that makes me even more.
It's
just willing to not watch it.
Yeah,
but I hear it's amazing.
I would watch it.
I will watch it.
But
one of these days. I just
don't expect it to change your life for drumming. It's less.
Oh no, I hear it's just a good movie.
It's a tense movie, and I feel like the soundtrack is mostly drums, so
that's pretty cool.
So I feel like that's where the intensity comes from, because like it's just like driving.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm in. I'm not very good about watching movies though. I don't.
Oh, I'm terrible.
I get very antsy. I'm at home. If I try to watch a movie, I'll just think about everything else I could be doing with my time.
Yeah.
And then, so usually it's just 20-minute episodes of Frasier or The Office. just TV shows in general, it's so much easier. I can watch an episode, be done with it, and move on, get some work done.
Yeah.
Do something.
Watching movies at home, I've noticed, take me forever. Like
it's hard.
Like
that's why going to the theater is
distracted.
nice sometimes. Like I don't like it in the sense that it's too expensive.
Right.
But like sometimes if we're on the road and we have a day off and there's time to see a movie, I'm in.
Yeah.
It's nice to kind of sit down and just
Yeah.
not be distracted.
I was watching a movie the other day, here just on the couch hanging out, but like the same way, like, not that I get distracted, but like I'll be like, crap, I need to do this, and like, even though I don't need to, but like, so a 2-hour movie takes me like 3.5 hours because I just keep pausing and
I can't do it,
doing whatever.
I'm the worst at it.
Yeah,
but anyway, so we covered movies,
movies, just crapping all over them.
Music, yeah. What have you been listening to lately?
Oh man,
anything new that's...
Well, going back to being really bad at listening to new stuff.
Yeah.
I've been bouncing all over the place, and I tend to, depending on like what genre I'm in at the time. And just in general, entertainment, I feel like I bounce around. Whether it be, well, music I listen to all the time, but the genre. But whether it be like if I'm reading, I'll like I'll read solidly for like a month, and then I'll just like kind of stop, and then like watch TV for like a month, and then like stop.
Just bounce around.
But music, fresh on my mind is a new Frank Turner album. I listened to that yesterday.
Got it.
That's killer.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of new stuff. I've been actually using Spotify a lot to go back to like albums I might have missed.
Okay. Interesting.
So like, because we talked about this on the episode with Brent, like, because I lived up north of Tampa, and it was kind of like, it's a rural area and it's more country, so it was a lot more just like people listening to country music, like mostly across the board. So I had to find a lot of my. I mean, I wasn't like some kind of like, I wasn't blazing a trail or anything, but I was just kind of finding music on my own. Yeah. And so a lot of, like, for example, Thrice is like one of my favorite bands, but I didn't get into them until like college because they just weren't on my radar when they should have been. So
that happens.
I've been doing a lot of going back and listening to albums that I probably should have listened to a long time ago.
I probably should do that as well. I've been listening to the new Tame Impala. Have you heard that band?
No.
Oh, man.
But I trust you because you've given me some good recommendations.
Tame Impala. You should listen to the new album. It's called Currents. It is so good. That's one band that it's one guy. His name is Kevin Parker, I believe. He's Australian. He writes and records all the instruments.
Okay.
Sings. But he has 2 albums before this one that are a little more psychedelic rock. And I heard some of the stuff and it's cool, but I never really latched onto it fully. And then these new songs started to come out, and they're poppier, and I just gravitate towards that more. And it's so good. The new album's great. I love it.
Speaking of like going poppier, kind of. But this is just... I
love pop music.
Yeah, this is just me being... I mean, I've been a fanboy of him since I was young, but have you listened to the new Andrew McMahon album?
No,
his new
not
project's
yet.
His new
I
project
hear it's
is
good, though. I have heard a song or two, but I haven't heard
They play
all
one
of it.
song on the radio like all the time.
Oh, yeah?
Which is cool.
That's cool.
But I've been a fan of him since, obviously, like the Something Corporate days and all that kind of stuff. But,
yeah, our merch guy / assistant tour manager, Danny, he loves anything he does. Something Corporate, Jack's Mannequin. So he's been telling me about the new album, but I haven't really heard it.
He's had an interesting career. And I mean, I say it because I've been following it since I was like a teenager. But like, so he started Something Corporate and then started Jack's Mannequin, which was supposed to be... I feel like he started a bunch of solo projects that morphed into not being solo projects.
Right.
So like Something Corporate was Jack's Mannequin was essentially, he wrote the first album by himself and just had like friends playing, like Tommy Lee played drums on the first album.
What?
Because they're friends, yeah.
Wait, Tommy Lee?
From Motley Crue, yeah.
No.
Yeah, I swear to God.
Oh my god.
So the first album is just kind of like a collection of songs that he wrote like that.
He played on the Jack's Mannequin album?
The first one, I swear.
That is the best thing I've heard. I had no idea. I'm learning so much.
So then that turned into like an actual band.
I'm just all I can think of now. Like I want to listen to that album on the way home.
Just him rotating like on the right.
And I'm just gonna like play the album and just picture him in the studio.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is like that's probably out of. I mean, I hate to say like Andrew McMahon's I'm talking like he's the only guy. Like obviously those bands had like really good musicians and stuff. Right. Corporate was more than just him and stuff. But out of his career, I feel like that first Jackson Macon record is probably
amazing.
It's probably the top for me.
What was the name of it again?
Everything in Transit.
Yes, that's right.
But
that's a great one.
Yeah. So then he made that, and then it kind of Jackson Macon turned into like it's a solid band.
Yeah.
And then they ended that, and then he made one EP just under his name.
Oh.
Andrew McMahon, and I think it had like 4 songs on it.
That's kind of how it started.
Well, kind of, but that one it had some good stuff.
Wait, was that when Jackson Macon was still a band?
No,
or was this after they?
I think it was after they. Yeah, they were done.
Okay,
and then it was definitely going more. I mean, he's always had kind of like pop sensibilities and stuff.
Right.
Like he writes like crazy, but
yeah,
it was that EP was a lot more like synthesizer.
Okay,
kind of
cool,
like drum beat stuff.
I'm in. I love that stuff.
Yeah, it was really good.
That's why the new Tegan and Sarah record, or the latest one.
Yeah,
I just now heard it.
Yeah,
over the last couple weeks.
Really?
Never listened to it.
Yet, yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's so poppy, but it's not my favorite Tegan and Sarah album, but I was impressed.
I have I like pop music as long as I don't feel like I'm getting stupid listening to it. Like
it's really good.
Yeah.
Have you heard?
No, I'm not saying they are. I'm saying like some people think like I just don't. I mean, I like whatever kind of music.
Well, there has to be some art element to it instead of just reproducing what's already out there.
I feel like that's why I always kind of gravitated towards those kind of guys. But then, to go back, listen to that new album, because then he rebranded himself as Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness, and then dropped the new album last year.
In the Wilderness?
Yeah. So it's like
all
one word.
That's the whole name?
Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness is like his new project. That's... I don't know, but because apparently, like,
the band names or artist names.
Yeah, right.
Here we go.
Because that way, I guess so people know like he has like a band with him, kind of. But the new album is kind of a mix of like.
Wait, so In the Wilderness is like.
I guess it's like the project name, I guess. But the cool part is, he painted himself into a point where he could. Like, I've seen him live the past couple of years, so he can play. He plays like something corporate stuff and Jackson Macon stuff and new stuff. So he's like,
that's cool.
So like when it was Jackson Macon, he would play maybe a something corporate quote unquote cover,
right? Because
it was a different band.
But now it's
all kind of like under his umbrella.
That's pretty cool.
But
man, so we cover music.
Tommy Lee on drums.
Tommy Lee on drums. Now I'm trying to. I feel like I'm interviewing now.
Take it.
So
we can change the
we name. Haven't touched on TV shows, I guess. There's something about just in terms of like entertainment and like music, movies, TV shows, I think about a lot. This might get a little dark.
No, go
whatever.
For it. It's all good.
For instance, when I watched Breaking Bad, like when it was
we're rewatching that now.
Yeah, it's great. And I love that show. But when I was getting to the point where there was maybe a season or 2 left, I was watching it as the show was airing, and I would always have this fear that I would die before I got to see the end of it.
What? That's crazy.
Not always have the fear, but it'd be in the back of my mind, like, oh man, what if, because you never know, anything could happen, so, oh man, what if I somehow died and I wouldn't be able to see the end of Breaking Bad.
That's amazing.
And that would be my probably my last dying thought at that time.
Was like, what did Walter White do?
I was like, damn it, Vince Gilligan.
That's
tell me the end.
That's awesome.
So I have moments of that when I'm really looking forward to something being released.
Yeah.
It could be a movie, new album. Is that weird?
I get it. I'm not gonna say I've ever done it, but I get where it's coming
I don't know.
from.
I just have that thought from time. It's not something I dwell on in a dark way, really. It's just you just don't know.
Meanwhile, you're in a bubble in your room.
What?
I just picture you like a movie gets announced that you want to see, so you just like buy a plastic bubble just to like
exactly. But it's like something like that, like a movie, like for instance, like last year when they announced Star Wars.
Yeah.
I hope I'm around. It's gonna be out in December. I want to see it.
All right, I think you'll make it till Christmas. I'll text you every day.
I'm serious though.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Where do you think that comes from?
I don't know. I guess over the last few years, just having like, I don't know, friends, family members pass away.
Yeah.
From the time to time, I just think about mortality a lot, and not even.
I mean, I do the same thing. So
Yeah,
this isn't me like.
I mean, I know
you.
you and I like. You've had some things you've gone through too,
Mm-hmm.
and it's for me, it's dwelling on death, and maybe not dwelling, but considering just how we're mortal. But okay, so for me, honestly, I feel like it's good. Although over the last few years, have had friends, family pass away. Obviously, tragic, and it's never easy. But there is a Winston Churchill quote that I love that my pastor, Tommy Phillips at Watermark, he'll reference this occasionally in a sermon or whatever it might be. And the quote is, death is the tuning fork of life.
Yeah.
And
I've
it's a good way to just look around and realize everything is temporary. It's short on this earth, and it's good to reflect on that. So I don't mean
No, do it, man.
when I'm thinking about Star Wars, if I want to see it, like, it is a joke, but it is true in the sense, and it's just, so it's kind of one of those things that I try to enjoy life as it is now and be as present as I can be.
Yeah.
And enjoy the things around me and friends and
I totally
interactions and not be mad at people, and
Yep.
because it's so easy to feel like you hate people, or
Sure.
you go on Facebook and you want to unfriend everybody, especially now that election season is picking up and all this stuff. You just realize who you want to unfriend.
Yeah.
But
The 4-year purge.
exactly. So, I just try to really focus as much as I can on being in the moment.
Yeah.
I know that sounds
No,
cliche,
but it makes sense.
But it's hard to. It really is. It's a constant reminder, though. It's so easy to get lost in the motion of life.
Yeah.
And and then something happens and you lose somebody, and it just completely centers you back to where you need to be.
Yeah.
And then you veer off again, and it's like this. So it does
Yeah.
center you in a way to be thankful for the things you have and the people you have currently. And
Sure. I hear that a lot. What was I trying to say? What kind of always bring my always go-to example is, not example, but like, say I'm driving and somebody is, for lack of better terms, is driving like an idiot and cuts me off or whatever.
right.
It's really easy for me to, and I mean, I do get like pissed off or
Totally.
Yell at myself in the car
It
because I can't
happens
hear me.
sometimes.
But
you know?
then after that happens, for the most part, I'm like, my go-to is like, what if they're on the way to the hospital or something, and they're driving like an idiot because they need to get somewhere. Like, they could just be an ass, but they could not be.
It's so insane to me how we can just, by being encased in this car, we separate any type of human aspect to the person next to you.
That's
that
what I was
cut
gonna
you
say.
off.
Like,
You think it's just this object that got in your way, and you just lose all of your composure.
Yeah, and even not even like road rage, but like just even like people that are outside. Like, you're obviously very, very aware of like yourself and then like your family and your friends, but then like sometimes it's even hard, just like people you don't know. Like, I always try to make it an effort, like, even if like,
no, it's true,
at a grocery store,
it's a constant
like, I always talk
struggle.
to like,
it's always going to be a struggle your whole life. Anybody, it's hard. You have to constantly, but the more you practice that mindset, it does become easier.
Yeah, it's definitely a muscle to work out,
because it's so easy just to write off everybody and think that the world is going to hell and it's hopeless and everyone is an idiot, and
I touched
not
on
true.
that.
I don't think.
I touched on that a little bit with my last episode.
I think people are too negative.
Yeah, I hear that. I try to be.
It's easy to be negative. That's the problem.
Yeah, I try to be as positive as I can be, but I know a lot of times I'm not. And I know a lot of, I'm very well aware of the fact that a lot of perception of me, whether it be on social media or whatever, is like probably a negative person.
Yeah.
But in recent years, I made an effort to cut that down, and
Right. That's good.
but even to the point where like I still might post a cranky thing,
Right.
but for the most part, it's for a joke.
I'm not...
And like, you know what I mean?
Tongue-in-cheek,
Sure,
or just
yeah.
making a joke about something, like, there are plenty of reasons to
Exactly,
look
yeah.
at behavior and other people and just be blown away, and you have to try to make light of it or laugh about it.
Yeah.
And that's fine to make fun of it, or, but I'll try not to at least condemn anybody
Right.
and write them off.
And the thing is, too, everybody has just as much baggage as
Yeah.
you do. But also, on the flip side, I can't stand when people use their baggage as an excuse to be a jerk.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's in the same boat. It's different circumstances,
It's all
but, like...
your attitude and
just
how
be
you
cool.
take the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like another thing, even, because I'm a Christian. And obviously, Christians aren't always gonna be Christian-like.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I mean, we're not all perfect, and it's always gonna be a struggle. And so for me, like, even when there are Christians that are out of line, and it makes anyone who's outside of that faith to look at us as a whole and
Sure.
think everyone's like that, like Westboro Baptist.
Yeah.
Or like, that's maybe an extreme, but
Sure.
anyone who's not truly living a Christian life, you would think they're being too religious. Like Westboro, like
Yeah.
they're too... I'm trying to word it the right way, sorry.
No, that's all good.
So basically someone like that, you're going to look at them and think they're extremists.
Mm-hmm.
They're out of line. And I would argue they are not Christian enough, because the message does not teach to be self-righteous
yeah.
and look down on anyone else. It's really just
Yeah.
to love others and serve others and not be a dick.
Right. That's my whole thing too. Like, and this kind of ties in with what we were just talking about, like, people having just as much baggage or whatever. Because I'm Christian too,
Mm-hmm.
and I went away for a while, and I'm just now starting to kind of come back to it.
That's good.
Like, and then back to it, meaning just church in general.
It's good to wrestle with.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
what
I
you
wrestle all the
believe.
time.
I mean,
but like, I got burned when I was younger. Because like when I was younger, I was really into like the youth group, like when I was a teenager and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I got burned, and I focused a lot on the faults and stuff. And then my wife,
people
said
in
something.
the church?
Yeah,
Okay.
like just like
yeah.
I saw a lot of like, I'll flat out say I hate like church politics and stuff, and I'll probably never like work in a church just because like I'm just not one to be in that environment. Like
Right.
I'll go to church, but I won't. Like,
Yeah.
Whatever. But so when I was younger, I saw a lot of like behind the veil, and nothing like terrible, but like it
Put a bad
was
taste in your
essentially
mouth.
like, for lack of better terms, like Wizard of Oz, where it's like this great thing,
Yeah.
and then you realize like it's just people behind there. And then Noelle said something recently. A couple months ago, maybe like a year ago. Like we talk about like religion and stuff a lot. To the point where she just said basically like, yeah, but the church is just a collection of just people that
And that's the point.
and the people that work there. And it
Throughout
hit me.
the Bible, you see
Yeah.
examples.
Yeah.
These leaders in the Bible, they were flawed too.
Yeah.
They weren't perfect, and that's what's beautiful about it. God used them regardless,
Yeah.
and no one's going to get it right.
Sure.
There are always going to be some churches that are going to be corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not all of them, though. So it's yeah, because I went through the same thing when I was
Yeah.
younger, and I took it as a generalization.
Yeah,
of the
I did the
church.
same thing.
And
yeah.
and that's not fair.
No, not
and
at
no
all.
one should do that, no matter what. For any type of religion or way of life, you can't just group everyone in the same pool.
Yeah, I'm really attracted to churches and people like just being open and saying, yeah, like,
Yes.
whatever, I'm flawed. I think my issue is coming from, and always is, like, yeah, you're flawed and everybody knows you're flawed, but the people that pretend that they're not, and that's where
For sure.
that's
the
where
self-righteous.
that's where the bad taste came from, and I was kind of lumping them, like you said, I was generalizing them all together.
Yeah, and it's not fair. And I feel like, honestly, there has been more of a movement over the last decade in our generation that there is a lot more, at least I think, I see a lot more openness in Christianity and in how we treat others, especially with like the gay rights movement.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, you're going to read more about the Christians opposing it, but I feel like at least people I speak to in Christianity and just people at my church, there is more of a loving attitude towards others now, and it's refreshing. It gives me hope, and it's like, and that's what it is. That's what Christianity is, you know? It's like you can't.
This is gonna sound rough.
Okay,
but
let's hear it.
Bear with me, but like,
let's hear it,
because this is gonna sound pompous and the lead up to sound rough. But bear with me, because I studied sociology in college. So, and one of my professors one time said something that is true and stuck with me, and I guess kind of about like social issues, not necessarily just the church. This could be anything, but like, this is where it's gonna get dark. But any social issue or any idea, whether it be like racism or gay rights not being a thing or people being against it or whatever it is, it gets to a point where slowly those people, like, they're new, being accepting of those things, it's a newer mentality. Like,
For sure.
Like our generation's cool with it. So like, the dark part is it's pretty much just a matter of waiting until those people that hold those ideas essentially die.
Yeah.
I mean,
before they see Star Wars.
Yeah, before they see Star Wars. But like, it's a crappy thing to say, and I mean, it's not ideal. But then also, people also pass their stuff down to their kids, so it's a slow process. But I think
there's always gonna be racism.
Yeah,
there's
it's not
always gonna be. Yeah, there's always gonna be people that are gonna hate others for whatever they believe, and if they're homosexual or transgender or just anything like that, and it's a shame, but I think there is more openness now than ever before of people, and look, it's everyone's a person.
That's the thing too. Like
we all have our differences, our struggles, and even if you don't agree with it, even if you don't agree with any of these things that are going on, you don't have to be hateful towards it.
Yeah.
Well, you can still be accepting. I don't know. It's hard to.
No, I hear you.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna help you out if you need it.
Yeah.
But like,
it's just a really complicated. Not complicated. But it's just,
we're all the great.
Everything's so polarizing.
The great thing about being people and humans is that like everyone's allowed to have different ideas about whatever.
Yeah.
But also just don't be a jerk to somebody who's different. But if we're going back to the Christianity thing, I was actually last night I was having Noel and I were having dinner. We were talking a lot about some stuff.
Dinner?
No, we went to Carrollhood. I still made her eat in the kitchen.
Oh man!
But like,
I love how we're talking about social rights and we're just stereotyping your wife.
It's
as just us.
It's so rough.
I'm just kidding, but
we're
all joking, people.
I was talking to her about the term of the church, which I'm sure I mean, it's from the Bible, but like, I hate the term, the quote unquote front lines, like be on the front lines of the faith or whatever, and like, I feel that it's been construed as whatever you believe if you're Christian, that the front line. It's to be aggressive, like you're fighting some kind of battle, like someone's trying, like no one.
Definitely missing the point.
Yeah, it's missing the point. And front lines, I feel, is just a term being like, just be good to people and like more behave in a good way rather than yell at people to try to get them to say that they're wrong or agree with whatever. You know what I mean?
I guess my problem is with what's the phrase or the word? I guess fundamental beliefs in Christianity. You're gonna have. It just feels like there's a cookie cutter way to believe.
Oh, absolutely.
What you believe in Christianity, and everything has to be. You have to follow these guidelines. You have to. You can't drink. You can't smoke. You can't say shit. You can't do these things. You can't agree with gay marriage. You can't. And these are things like it's crazy to me. I feel like Christianity has always been a movement. You read the Bible and you see that there's always a push forward to move on and have these new ideas. Whether it was even like women's rights, even in the Bible, like there were. People may say, well, there was a lot of persecution on women, and they weren't regarded as equals to men, which is true. But there were definitely, you read stuff, and there's a shift, and there's
exactly
Christianity. I don't know. Sorry, I'm getting too.
No, it's all good. I feel like
and
I think everyone understands that we're not just like crap dumping on. Because we're both
because
Christians,
you're a Christian doesn't, and you don't, and just because you're a Christian like myself, and you're not against gay marriage. I'm not against gay marriage, and it's like I drink beers and drink whiskey. Exactly. I smoke cigars, and yet some people may think I'm not a Christian.
Yeah, or a bad one. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I hear you. And going into like the cookie cutter. Yeah.
Like, why can't we just?
Yeah.
Why can't we just focus on the central message of Christianity that
just be nice.
God came in the form of a man, Jesus, and died for us.
Yeah.
Absolved us of our sins, gave us grace, mercy. Right. And we're here to love others.
Yeah.
And
spread that message. And if somebody doesn't believe that,
and if someone doesn't believe
then
that,
who cares? It's fine.
I don't know. Anyway.
Also, if you do believe some, we're getting somewhere. But also,
people are like, this is getting way too.
This is weird.
Sorry.
But so that all to say is essentially
we roped you all into a sermon, people.
All that to say is essentially you're just really scared that you might die before Star Wars.
Yes.
So I'm assuming you didn't pre-order tickets.
Not yet.
You don't do a lot of pre-orders.
I may die or the rapture will happen. No, I'm just kidding.
Spend a lot of money
Not
before it happens.
Come on,
the rapture for Reed. The Reed rapture.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that was one thing I would... Oh, never mind. Whatever. This is going to...
It's whatever.
A whole other thing. I don't want it. People are just going to be listening and maybe upset people. I don't know.
No, it's fine. I think everyone knows that we're joking, and like when we're talking, we're not like...
Yeah.
We're just... I don't know.
No, but these are things I think about.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm tired of people not talking about it that much. I feel like...
Sure.
People, and not whether it's in the Christian community or just even among friends about what's going on with all these shootings and like there's so many things going on, and it makes you feel like the world is going to hell. But all in all, these things are being talked about.
Yeah,
to an extent.
I mean, we're doing it now, and I feel like this is what's important. Like, not my podcast is important, but like, I feel there's less people talking about it and more people just
tweeting,
yelling things about it.
There's more tweets than talking about it.
Yeah.
For sure. But at least it's something, and it has led people into this discussion. Because otherwise, some of these things that have been happening around the world, you wouldn't have known without social media and the internet. Sure. And it's an amazing thing.
Well, everything that happened in Egypt was all because of... Wasn't that all Twitter, essentially?
Yes.
Yeah, so let's just...
So, and it's crazy. So I want to hear less about a lion and more about...
Can I say I don't know what the hell happened with the lion?
I don't either, to be honest. I know... Look, that's another hot topic, but
another big topic is apparently Gwen Stefani is divorcing Gavin Rossdale, and my Facebook has not shut up about it.
I know nothing of
exactly.
this.
Consider yourself lucky, because apparently that's
no.
That's the important issue.
Oh, gosh.
But anyway, now we're just getting into weird social media rants. So
yeah.
Do you want to, before we wrap up, do you want to mention anything that you're doing? Plug the new EPs or anything? I just did it for you. Reed has 2 EPs that you should go check out.
Yeah, listen to them.
Yeah.
You might hate it. You might like it. You might
they're-
not even listen to it.
They're good. I like them.
But yeah, sure. Yeah, listen to those.
They're on.
I'm writing more. It's for fun.
Awesome. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Might play
They're on
shows eventually.
Bandcamp?
Why not? Yeah, if you you can look on iTunes. It's type in Reed, REED, spelled the right way, and then look up either the Dissipate EP or Carry You. It'll pop up on iTunes. It's on Spotify. It's on Bandcamp. Go to reedmurray.bandcamp.com. Oh, I hate saying this stuff.
No, it's all good, dude.
I mean, I hate it, but I
I'll
feel
put
awkward.
I'll put an intro in the beginning of the episode. So
Thank you. I'm
you
trying
got
to think if there's anything else.
if
You could
you want to buy some old Carrollhood shirts,
look up Carrollhood too. We didn't even get into that, man.
yeah,
We're gonna work on more stuff soon, hopefully.
That's awesome.
It's been a while,
Yeah.
but Carrollhood, look it up.
and plug. All right, man.
Is there anything else? Is
I
there
don't
anything
know.
else you wanted to ask, or did we
mean-
touch on everything?
I don't know.
We went from
We went all over the place.
music, movies, shows, religion, lions.
Gwen
What's
Stefani.
funny?
Oh man,
That's a pretty broad range.
I think we're good,
there.
man.
I think we did pretty well.
all right, man. Let's wrap it.
So do I just say bye, or what happens here?
I think I say we, like, it isn't just me doing this podcast. Might have a tagline if you want to say.
Is this the first time we're doing the tagline?
No. It's just really awkward because I'm gonna say it and people are gonna hear it, and it's
Okay.
really stupid. It's just it could be worse. Like it could.
I'm supposed to say that?
If you now it's just this awkward ass thing. This tagline could be worse.
It could be worse.
Could be worse. All right, man. That was
And
awesome.
the end.
And bye, guys.
Bye.